Welcome to Spiritual Boom, the video and audio podcast. I'm your host, Eden Kaz, a soul realignment and new earth specialist. My show has evolved from talking about the Great Awakening to really focusing on the new earth and more discussing and being the shiny, new, ascended human. My website, edenjustbe.com, and let's get this party started. Eden, Spiritual Boom, getting used to not saying just be, because I'm changing so many things, but not changing this yet, in association with the Grassroots Warriors Network. Getting ready to begin. Greatest Hits number 12. Whoop, whoop. Okay, I want to start with this. So much here is changing in the next couple months. It will be staggering. And I'm recording some sessions back to back, so I'm leaving for my Breatharian retreat in actually 2 days. I can't imagine what I'm going to be like after that. So part of it is the show is no longer so much going to be focusing on the Great Awakening, moving more into the new earth and what that is, not what is going to be, what that is feeling like, because we are more in it. We are just in it. So one of the things is one of my offerings now is going to be a 10-session package that will be how to human in this new ascended reality, from energy, mindset, vibration, food, physicality, movement, to where to put your attention, relationships, everything that you can imagine. All right, so visit edenjustbe.com under sessions. And my website is going to be changed soon. It's not right yet, but it's in the process. So, not potentially, I am moving, but more into that later. All right. Y'all know I love these greatest hit shows. So what is so neat, and this one is, and it usually is across the board, yet it's high vibe people sharing their truth, their flaws, their imperfections, which imperfections are perfections. One person in this segment outwardly says he has no hope in the world. And I love bringing people on that have different perceptions about what is going on, because I indeed think, again, new earth, it is incredible now, and it's just going to be even more fantastic. So I like having alternative opinions. All right, so we're featuring the likes of Kerry K, Kristine Kieland, and Chase Tuten, 8 guests all together. We're going to be talking about moving away from divorce, from the greedy, outdated, low energy family law courts, into evolved soul planning, litigation. Well, it's not litigation, it's mitigation. Taking divorce to compassion. Realizing you're in a cult. Light workers, stay in your lane. And this was a really good one. And I'm going to go ahead and say this here, because I was questioning myself and my responsibility within this Great Awakening and what to stay focused on. And we talked about the real ID. Like, for me, that was something that I could easily back out of, and it felt purposeful to me. Doesn't mean that has to be everyone. Yet I also believe that for most of us, again, some people on this earth are here for different reasons, that for most of us, this time is about not only staying peaceful, but using our voice. And she goes into some specific examples of that, which is really, really great. We go into anorexia and bulimia, close encounters of the fifth kind, Gnosticism, this being a prison planet, the new earth, World War II energy, WO2 energy, and a moving story of abuse. Yet, before we begin, I want to start with a heart meditation. I'm going to do this with all of my guests off air from this point forward. So since you guys are my guests, I want to do it with you. So if you could close your eyes, if you can, or if you're driving or whatever, just feel this. All right. I would like a soul to soul, heart to heart connection with everybody out there. This will just ramp up the vibrations here, ramp up the connections here, not only of each other, but the people who really lent their heart and soul to be on the show. And I've met so many great people doing such good things right now. And just encouraging that love and that vibration and that feeling. There is so much more that we're going to see, and that we are powerful. And that's one of the things. We are powerful creators with God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, whatever floats your boat, Jesus, ascended masters, galactics. There again, all these vibrations and energies of love are all on our side. The Christ consciousness, it's all available. And this great awakening in the new earth is about stepping into that. So let's step into it right now with each other. And support one another. Take a couple of good breaths, drinking it in. And then when you're ready, open your eyes. Oh, by the way, I'm working on my eyes too. They're really not using glasses as much, and we can do that, which hopefully I will have this woman I saw on a podcast on my show. Anyway, let's begin. Episode 205 with Jen Mitchell Love of Soulless Divorce Mediation, how to have a 5D divorce, the difference between having your divorce mediated versus having lawyers and going through the outdated polarized court system. Yeah.
Yeah, like I am an attorney and I do the legal stuff. We do all the legal stuff with divorce, but there's all this other, soul work stuff that's
Explain
happening.
the
So he
difference between mediation and litigation.
Totally. It's
All right.
litigation is like the kind of the old way of seeing things, like Kramer versus Kramer, where each
Yeah.
person hires their own attorney and they go to court and their attorneys are arguing. And that's really it. In litigation, the people you can't speak. You give up your power to speak because you're paying your attorneys in 6-minute increments to speak for you. And then the judge decides. At the end of each argument, the judge decides. And most people, so if anyone is listening in your audience who is going through a litigated divorce, I would say the vast majority, 90 something percent is what I would say, have no idea what they're really doing because all of those arguments that the attorneys are presenting to the court and the judge is issuing these rulings, they are all to create three documents if they're kids. So the judgment for dissolution of marriage, the marital settlement agreement or financial agreement, all the money stuff, and the parenting agreement. Those are the three main documents. I mean, every state, of course, which is always interesting too. Every state has different laws. Every county within every state does it differently in court. And then every judge sitting on the bench within each county has their own way of doing it. So, but the consistent same thing in all courts everywhere. Those are the three main documents that you need. If you have those terms, like you
Mhm.
said, you had an attorney. So I'm sure you were working with your attorney to come up with your proposal to put in
Yeah.
those documents, which basically then sidestepped the court where you don't need to go fight in court. You don't need to be there every 45 to 60
Mm-mm.
days or spend thousands of dollars every month on your legal fees. You don't need that. If you can, doing it the way you did it, that's sidestepping it. In mediation, we're doing the same three documents. We have the same Supreme Court in each, state that's giving the homework. We have the same governing law. And instead of having the attorneys speak for you, in mediation, the two people speak and then the mediator. So I'm still a licensed attorney, but I choose to use my expertise and my degree and my brain for good as a mediator. So as a mediator, I can work with both people. As an attorney, you can only work with one person and you're the zealous advocate. You can't think about the kids. You can't think about the relationship that this person is going to have with that other person if there are children for the rest of their life. You can't think of any of that. You can only focus on the person, that person's best interest. In mediation, I'm a neutral. So I'm here to guide them,
Okay,
and I'm
let
here
me
to,
stop you for a minute, Jen. So you're
yeah.
not only a neutral, you are neutral also with these 5D attributes. So
Oh,
energy and
totally.
sauna, I think you have it sauna and acupuncture. And
Mhm.
so you take it to the totally next level. I want to put that in there because I'm probably going to put this segment in the greatest hits version as well. So I want to make sure that's going. Okay, so please
Oh,
proceed.
I love you. Yeah, so it is. It's infused with all these different. I mean, I have Solace client handbooks. I have an emotional, a legal. We do breath work together. I have this Solace University now that helps with all these different issues. And because you've been through a divorce,
Yeah.
so there's so much, and that's the other thing that when I really it's making me louder and louder in this space now because when I really think about what is happening in the family law court system, my heart hurts because it's like this is one of the most emotionally difficult and devastating experience for a human being to go through. No one gets married thinking they're going to get divorced. And so when they're there, it's like there's so much shattering. It's like shattering of what you thought the relationship was going to be, what you thought the marriage was going to be. If kids are involved, what you thought your family was going to look like and feel like, and till death do you part, all of the things. And it's like divorce comes and it's like, nope, none of those are true. And these are deep seated beliefs from their lineage. A lot of they learn these when they're
Mhm.
children from their parents, and they learn from their parents, and it's this lineage stuff about what marriage is, what being a good spouse is, what being a good parent is, what divorce is. I mean, it's like there's
Yeah.
so much happening, which is so amazing to really navigate and help guide couples through for me. But I'm thinking, in that third dimensional family law courtroom, there's no color, there's no plants, there's no life in that space. There's no compassion, there's no acknowledgement that this is happening. It's they're trying to it's almost, and I've coached my clients in this now because when we do like financial stuff,
Yeah.
when we're talking about fair and equitable for your marital property inventory and like support calculations and payment for the kids extra expenses, to me it's not a number, it's not just a number. And that's
Yeah.
what court was
Yeah.
like, this is the number, we're going to fight every single thing one thing at a time. But it's so much more than that because if you do it mindfully, you're taking into consideration the whole relationship, all of the things that happened in that container, like how you felt them, how you saw them, and then you're taking into consideration the number. And then you're also, and this is kind of the stronger part for me now in my work, but you're also really thinking about, okay, what life do I want to co-create for myself?
Yes, you
After this
are.
is done, like who am I now? And what do I want to do? And what do I need to do what I want to do? And then it's like not so greedy. It's not so tight. It's not so black and white because there is no black and white. It just is what it is. And it's hard. Divorce is hard. It's not an easy space. I work with people at the worst times of their life. And I always tell them, I love you. I love you. Don't worry. You're doing amazing. Like,
Episode 201, Isabella Young, Unwavering Seeker. And I have her, look at all the notes I have. Her great book, New Humans of New Earth, 800 or some odd pages. It has just been great. So, Isabella, take it away.
And then this guy says to me, so go home and Google cult characteristics. So I went home and Googled cult characteristics, and there's a checklist. And as I'm going through the list, starts with charismatic leader who's the arbitrator of truth, who determines, yeah, there's the love bombing and the hate bombing and the gaslighting, which he's a master of gaslighting. That stuff works. It will send, it made me crazy, made me lose my mind. And and the psyops and the money tithing. Sure enough, like you said, check, 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 check. I went, oh my God, I'm in a cult.
So, when you gained that knowledge, how did you get out? How did you, like, I'm sure you're like, oh my God, I'd love to leave tomorrow, but you were like your home, your kids. How did you break free?
it was a process. It took me probably another 9 months to
Oh
actually
man.
get out the door, because he had me a couple of ways. He had me trapped there because we had a child together, and legally I'm not supposed to move within more than 2 hours from the house, because that's the law in California when it comes to, parenting. And
Okay.
I didn't even want to be in the States anymore. I really didn't. I just wanted to probably be back to Australia.
Mhm.
So he had me that way. And he also had me like spiritually, because he said, we've been journeying tens of thousands of lifetimes to get to this point. And, we have our Dharma to fulfill. And if you turn your back on me and our Dharma, then you're turning your back on yourself and your soul and God. And I'm like,
Man.
that kept me for a long time, because I knew that I was wounded, and I knew that where if I left without healing certain wounds, that I'd just be continuing to do that, have to do the work. So I was thinking, well, I might as well just do it here. But
I
oh my
gotcha.
gosh, I really did a job on myself, being, that committed to my spiritual path. So it's kind of a bit of a blur. I don't even remember that conversation with him when I actually said, that's it, I'm leaving. But I know that he didn't oppose my leaving, because he knew that he was going to have another death on his hands if he kept me there.
Episode 203, Dawn DelVecchio, Priestess and Ascension Guide.
Figure it out. And I think there was a point for many of us where we wanted to do the deep dive research. Once you know the basics,
Yeah.
there's shenanigans of what we would consider evil. If you spell evil backwards, you have live, right?
Mhm.
It's inversion. Do we need to keep looking? Do we need to keep analyzing it? And this is a good segue now
Yeah.
into what I wanted to address about the sort of spiritual bypass being all love and light and passive. Because the other side of that coin is being a constant social activist for things that are not in our lane. And this is very important. It doesn't, yes, there's injustice in this world. Yes, there's imbalance. That's the whole point. It's all being shown to us writ large, all at once, glowing and shining and, grabbing our attention. However, if it's not in our lane, why are we doing that? Unless we feel a deep call. Sometimes people feel a deep call. We are here, the light leaders, the light bearers, priestesses, star seeds, light workers, sacred brothers, medicine women, medicine men, to hold the light.
Mhm.
Now, if you have a child in public school who's being taught ridiculous things that they should not be being taught, it's in your lane. It's in your lane. You got to do
Yeah.
something about it. Maybe your choice is like, I don't have the wiring and the design to be a warrior. I'm just going to homeschool my child. I'm going to find others who are homeschooling and just withdraw, because the best thing we can do is withdraw our energy from those crazy, unloving systems. But if it's something that's happening over there in some other part of the world, and the only reason you know about it is because you're doom scrolling, you're off base. You got to come back into center. So withdrawing is not sticking our head in the sand.
Yeah.
Withdrawing is the recognition. I've done my research. I know
Mhm.
what's going on. We are in an ascension cycle. The unloving systems are going to collapse, and they will just hold on longer if I keep feeding them by wringing my hands, hating on them, attacking, and announcing to the world with every other video how bad it is.
Yeah.
I'm going to devote myself, I'm going to do something what I call root to rise. I'm going to root down into Gaia. I'm going to rise up my consciousness, and I'm going to open my heart and let that love flow, like let Divine Mother flow through me and the Christ light flow through me into the field in service to accelerating the awakening, and not exacerbating the deconstruction of the unloving.
Episode 204, Ragan Thomson. And actually, there are 9 guests on the show. I said 8, but there are actually 9. She is a transformational guide.
I don't know. I need to lose weight and be skinny and be perfect, and then I'll feel at ease. So yeah, it started at 15, and it was pretty severe. Yeah, it became like an obsession to win. It became an obsession around food. I was over exercising. I was sometimes waking up in the middle of the night to exercise.
Oh,
I
wow.
I'd set my alarm just to exercise again. I mean, I'm sure we've all heard about this wild obsession with exercise that people can have. And so I kind of had a three-tiered challenging experience going on. I was, both over exercising, bulimic, and really suffering probably from internally depression.
So how did you deal with that? What stopped it? What was the break?
Yeah, so I went on to keep playing just when I was even that sick. I became anorexic. So that of which bulimia sometimes can kind of transfer to anorexia. It certainly can. It was both anorexia and bulimia, but there was really nothing to with anorexia, there's nothing to purge or release. So I just felt, the anorexia became pretty severe. It became to a point where I was really had lost all my weight and I was still playing tournaments. So I did hurt myself, obviously. I mean, my body was deteriorating. At one point, maybe like 17, 18 years old, this is now 3 years of this, but only about 6 months of anorexia. It really doesn't take long to really start to deteriorate. I was playing it just practice and sprained my ankle, and then that was just devastating for a tennis player that was the number one player, and I was, still winning tournaments strangely without any body weight. And then after that, I think I just felt really defeated. I had to take a few weeks off, and I did, and then I came back to tennis, and I had a friend who the entire my tennis career had really wanted to beat me. She was like, she was number two, I was number
Oh
one,
man.
and a dear friend, and she was like, okay, you're back after your ankle being sprained, let's play. And
Oh
she, of course, she won that match, and I was just like, this is horrible. Like, I not only am I like being
man.
defeated by a friend that I care about, I'm totally obsessed with winning, and that's totally taken out the joy of the game. I'm now realizing my vulnerability and starting to like tap into like, I am not well. I have got to stop this. I
Okay,
am,
can I ask you a question?
yeah.
So no one noticed, like your dad didn't notice, oh my gosh, she's dangerously thin. Did
Mhm.
anyone within your family make any kind of remark to you?
So the story goes, which is why I went into such a deep healing experience, is that
Yeah.
no, they did not. That
Yeah.
was very devastating to my inner child, as you can
Yeah.
imagine.
Oh gosh.
Oh my goodness. What did happen though, I'm very grateful to a sister of mine. My oldest sister came home from college. She was about 7 years older, and she had not seen me in a while. She'd been at college. And she came back while I had become anorexic, and she came back and saw me and looked at my mom and my dad, and she said, "What the hell?" I won't even say all the words she said. She was just like, "What is happening here? Like, what are you guys doing?" I mean, just literally screaming at them. I'll never forget it because she didn't know I was, there in the room. Had walked upstairs and I was kind of hiding on the stairway. So she didn't even know that I was listening to the conversation. And my heart was like, thank God someone has finally seen that I'm literally dying right now.
And how did your parents react? Did they go, "Oh, yeah, that's right," or "Oh, she's fine"? Is that
I peeked around the corner. She had them on the chair like they were like little children being reprimanded. I mean, they were like, yeah, I guess. I mean, we thought she was just really fit and skinny. I mean, it was just like they woke up for a minute, out of themselves and were like, okay, yeah, I guess she does need help. So,
man, I know this lad very personally now. Episode 206, Chase Tuten, CE5, author, explorer, and CE does stand for Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, which refers to human initiated contact with ET galactics.
So Nick, he told me about Stephen Greer, Dr. Greer, and CE5. And so he's like, I've seen this. I like all the testimonials. It works. I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. Like I knew they existed, but I was skeptical that we could contact them. And he was skeptical that they existed, but he believed we could contact them. So it was like
Whoa.
a really interesting, I guess, yin and yang sort of
Yeah.
thing right there. And so it was the two of us and our other friend Kevin at the time, and we've since separated ourselves from Kevin kind of organically, not like that's just how things work. But the three of us, so we're at this lake in the Ocala area, and we put on the tunes, like the frequencies that Dr. Greer has on his app. We're going deep into meditation, and like we were already up on meditation at this time. That wasn't new to us. So we're meditating to get into the frequency, the universal frequency, to be able to connect. And then it's talking about vectoring. So then we start sending out vectoring messages, which, if you're not aware of this, it's basically you're sending out from your position. Start with the most broad. So we would start with like the Milky Way. We'd send out an image of the Milky Way for a bit, and then we'd pinpoint it down to the solar system. And then from there, after a bit, you'd pinpoint it down to Earth, and then to US, and then to Florida, and then to more specifically your location. And so by doing this, once you're on the frequency, it sends out like like a radio wave, like a phone call. You're calling your friend, like, "Hey, yo, what's up? You want to come see us?" And so it does that for a while. And I mean, we did this for like 3 hours, like in deep, heavy, using everything we had.
Mm-hmm.
And after about 3 hours, the two of them went inside. I stayed out for another five, and I saw something, but I wasn't sure because I'd never like done this before. I never really understood what it was. Um, but it was like a brownish hexagon kind of going through the sky, and I was like, "Oh, whoa, that's crazy." And so I told them about it, and they're like, "All right, yeah." So we go back outside after like 10, 15 minutes of, hydrating, and like I mean, it's an exhausting thing. It's like
Mm.
working out, the brain's a muscle. It's if you've never done this before,
Mm-hmm.
it is mentally demanding.
Yeah, so I haven't. So please go through. I love that you're going through all the steps that you guys went through. I love it. Okay, proceed, please.
I think you would love
Oh,
CE5,
I think,
honestly.
yeah.
It's
All right, I'm all in.
so then we go back after like 15 minutes after we're feeling better. Um, and we get it back into one more time, try to do it again. So we get back into it, meditate a little bit, and as best as we could. We're already exhausted. It was difficult at this point. And then so we look up and we see this, like, I would say maybe maybe 100 yards above us,
Okay.
and like 1 yard, one house over, two houses over, and um it was the same brown light, you know, hexagons that we saw, but there were like six of them. And
Jeez.
so it was like kind of like windows on a ship. And you see them, and it was a little foggy that night, but then the lights, like the lines connecting, making the hexagon, were like red, green, blue. Like they were kind of like those, those clear walkway lights that kind of have the clear tubes with the colorful lights on the inside.
Mm.
And it was basically connecting the hexagon. And so it connected all six of these, kind of like the windshield was, and it was going smooth, no noise, no nothing across the lake, all the way across the lake, and then gone. And so we all look at each other like, what the heck was that? But we don't say anything because we want to make sure that that everyone saw something, and no one's like, oh yeah, I saw it. So we go inside, get index cards, and say, all right, write down what you saw, and then we'll show each other, but don't say anything. So we did that, and obviously we were in different perspectives, but we all drew the exact same thing.
Whoa, so
So it
great.
was, and I mean, it was a legitimate like 30-second sighting, just straight, which is very long for a CE5 for one craft. I mean, we've had a couple that were longer and like honest, like more impressive per se, but will never be more impressive because of just how it all played out.
And
Um,
he'll describe him as an abrupt one, and he definitely is. Episode 208, Dr. Herman S. Jr., Universal Systems Architect.
Sure. So I'm a Gnostic. So Gnosticism is a group of people who believe that, and this is going to, I don't know if I should say this. Well, so Gnostics are basically people who, I won't say everything. All right. You can go and research it if you want, the listeners. But Gnostics believe that this world is a mistake. and coming to this world is a mistake. And this world is a prison planet. And I mean that. That's not an exaggeration.
Okay, it is a prison planet. I
So,
would agree with that.
yes, yes. So I would say that that's the grandest mistake, or whatever you want to call it, that humans can make. I'm going to be careful and stop there.
Okay.
Again, because it's a religious area, or spiritual, actually, not religion, but yeah, so that's what I would say. However, if you're looking for something that's non-spiritual, in the non-spiritual realm, I would say the biggest letdown I have, or I receive from humans, is just them not waking up and not divorcing and seeing what
Yeah.
is really going on. They're just so, humans are just so stupid. They really are so stupid. They're so easily distracted with all this nonsense of reality TV and TikTok and everything, and this, chat GPT stuff. It's a useful tool, but it's not designed to be a useful tool. It's designed to be like TikTok, to keep you engaged. Yeah. So, and there's everyone that says, oh, I know about that. I know about that. Yet they go off and just, live in Instagram or Facebook or TikTok and stuff. And it's like, you're making it worse. So those are the two answers I have.
Thank you. I'm going to add, I don't feel like you're of this planet. in a very good way. Like you seem like, just someone who's come onto Earth, doing your part here and checking out when it's time. Do you have hope in the world?
No, I don't. I used to be extremely optimistic, and I'm still optimistic. My optimism is different. It's shifted.
Yeah.
I'm still optimistic in that I constantly hope that I'm wrong, but my experience across the world, across countries, industries, and languages says that there's no waking up anytime soon if it ever happens. So no, I don't believe, and I say constantly to people, I hope your listeners understand. I know you will, but I hope your listeners understand. I mean this positively and not in an idiot sense. I say constantly to myself, like Jesus said, I'm in this world, but not of this world. So I believe that. And please, please understand, I'm not being a piece of garbage here or an egotistical idiot or anything like that. I believe that I'm here as you, well, I'm blunt. So I believe, as you just said, that I'm just, I find this hard to say without sounding condescending, but I totally don't mean it that way.
Yeah.
I'm here to do whatever I can to just wake up whoever I can, because this time when I go, I'm not coming back. That's for sure. So
Blast from the past. And I say the same, y'all check out all the episodes. There are some jewels in there. So episode 110, Kerry K, spiritual straight talker. And I love this clip because it talks about how she came to see the Matrix and the New Earth.
And most of my childhood, I was ill, and it was what I would call a proper illness. Proper in the sense that my daughter, bless your cotton socks, she's 8, and she does this. Mommy, I'm so ill. No, I knew what illness was, because there I was in hospital, and most of the time I spent more. At the end of the year, my mom would tally. She actually had a calendar, and she would tally how many days did Kerry spend at home versus how many days did Kerry spend at hospital. Oh, look, once again, more days in the hospital than at home. So that's kind of where I was in my childhood. And I know it sounds awful to be so sick. It's not great. However, it was in that illness that I got the gift of a lifetime, that I got the teaching of a lifetime that I get to share with humanity, that I am so blessed and so privileged to speak of now. And that was, I could lie there and be beyond the veil. And I didn't know. I mean, when I was a kid, 5, 6, 7, 8, those are what's beyond the veil. All I knew was that's where I felt alive and whole. And then I would come back into my body, and I would feel more dead inside my body and more disconnected inside my body than I was when I was out.
Yeah.
I had a lot of time to play in that field, had a lot of time to play in that space. And it afforded me such a beautiful perspective on where we actually are. And the reason we can't see it, and I say we, like the average man on the street, we can't see that because we've got nothing to compare it to. All we know is the limitation of the false matrix. And then we think that this is normal. We think, well, this is how life is, except it isn't at all. How life is actually is an experience of pure connection and pure consciousness and pure oneness and pure wisdom flowing through every cell of your body and igniting you simultaneously to the point that you feel like you could combust from sheer joy and sheer peace. Imagine that. Imagine a peace that is so big that you feel like it's going to bust right out of your body because it's just waves upon waves upon waves of bliss.
Episode 209, Kristine Kieland, multi-dimensional medium, and there are 2 segments here.
And there's a lot of World War II energy being, well, a lot of the energy got shoved into World War II, exploded, and we're kind of clearing up the World War II energy right now too.
Okay, you're the first person I've had on my show that has talked about that. What more can you tell me about that? That's really interesting.
And I'm like you don't really, things come to me as I need to know.
Yeah.
I'll go searching for them. Just last night, somebody said, in Minnesota, they're now going door to door checking for ID. We don't do that. You don't do that in a free society.
Wait a minute. Okay, is that through ICE doing that?
I'm sorry, through ICE. Yeah. So what happened was the public servants, everything got distorted, and everything that was distorted and inverted is now coming out like gangbusters.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's the World War II energy, is that you are not a free being, and I get to decide. Really, I get to decide who lives and dies. Now, that's not all going to play out that way, but we have to get every little bit of energy that is less than love, that is not conscious that I'm a being and you're a being. We all have the same. We all are just beautiful, wonderful beings. There's no separation other than personalities, belief systems. It has to come to surface so we can say no.
Into that, because from what I understand, as much as you want to talk about that, there was some abuse when you were a child. Do you feel comfortable speaking on that a little bit?
I think it's necessary.
Okay.
It's from about 3 months to maybe 3 years, I believe. That feels like the right time frame. Sexually abused by a caretaker.
Okay.
So my mom was not very well, so she needed help. She needed a lot of help, and that's also part of the lineage, is ritualistic sexual abuse. Now, I didn't have the ritualistic aspects, but the energy was there. The energy of the ritualistic was there. And I didn't know that for a very long time. I didn't even have memories till probably, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years ago. I don't really always remember the time frame of things, but it was pretty recent.
So how?
Last 10 years.
Did it hit you like a ton of bricks when it did it all?
Oh, holy moly. It knocks you to your knees. It literally knocked me to my knees. And you had to kind of figure, because and I had warnings. I had inspirations, they're more like inspirations of, first I gained some understanding about my mom's experience. After my dad had died, she told me how she was abused, and hers was pretty extreme.
Okay.
I thought, oh, this makes sense. And I said, didn't she ever tell Dad? She said, no, because she had told other people, and they told her not. She told social workers and teachers and nuns, I think, and they all told her to quit lying. So everything I understood it really clearly then, but I didn't connect it to me yet. Yeah. And I think she was always terrified that I would figure things out. So I didn't figure it out until after she died. But it was helpful to me too. But yeah, it probably took about 2 years to really, if I remember correctly, it knocks the wind out of you, honey.
So how did you start figuring out? Were you with someone else who helped you find that, or did things just start bombarding you?
I think it just started coming. I think I finally just made space in my body, and it started. I honestly don't remember exactly how. I just started seeing, knowing, sensing, understanding that had occurred.
Is she still around? Or do
No,
you even
it's
know?
actually was my mom.
It was, oh, it was your
My
mom.
mom, yeah. And
Okay, I didn't quite click
yeah.
that. Okay. Oh
I
my
probably didn't say, I
gosh.
don't know, I've never actually publicly said that. And the reason I'm saying that is because I had to, I had great compassion for my mom,
Yeah.
like before I knew about me. Um, and then you kind of like, oh my God, but it makes sense. But you can
Yeah.
still, and yeah, for a long time I held a lot of compassion for her without holding compassion for myself. And then I had to like allow myself to hate her because of all the things I experienced. And then comes like, oh, this is just an understanding of experience. You don't get there immediately.
Right.
But no, her part and my part, we got it. We got it. We on a soul level and our deepest art to end it. To end it on this planetary system and all over.
And for our Just Be practice, which I have at every end, pretty much every end of every show, where my guest brings anything to the table that they're good at. I've had thousands, hundreds of meditations, channeling, light languages. I just recently had someone do the Lord's Prayer. It was just beautiful. I've had people come on and give websites, give other ideas that will help you ascend, evolve, anything to help you move into the new earth. Episode then 207, Dr. Jennifer Schlueter, spiritual hypnotherapist. Nice.
Just be
Shall
practice.
we move into the Just Be practice? I'm curious with what you have for us today.
Absolutely. I think today is the perfect day because it's going to come out in the new year, right? So today is the perfect day to meet your future self.
Nice.
And I would love for you, Eden, to participate.
Of course. Of course. Okay, I'm gonna write this down. Y'all know I take notes because I produce the show as well. So excuse me for a second. Meet future self. All right, I'm ready.
Okay, awesome. Cool. So please don't do this while driving or operating machinery. Do this in a space where you feel comfortable and where you won't be disturbed for the next about 15 minutes, please. And when you've found a place, just if you pause this recording or something, then when you've found a place where you feel safe, where you will be undisturbed, go ahead and make yourself comfortable and close your eyes. And allow yourself to sink deeper into your body and pay attention to your breathing. Breathing in and out, and perhaps noticing a temperature change as the air is flowing in and out of your body. Perhaps noticing where your breath goes as it is going into your body. And allowing yourself to deeply relax and to relax even more with every single breath you take. In a moment, we will take 3 deep breaths, and I will count to an inhale to 4. For the hold, I will count to 7, and for the exhale, I will count to 8. We will begin with an inhale in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and inhale now. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go ahead and inhale one more time. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And exhale slowly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale one last time. Make this the deepest breath you've taken in all day. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And slowly exhale everything that is no longer serving you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. allowing your breath now to return back to normal as you keep breathing with ease, going deeper and deeper into relaxation with every breath you take. In a moment, we will relax your body and every single one of your muscles inside of your body. So go ahead and make your hands into fists. Squeeze your hands together, squeeze them into fists, really squeeze your hands together, squeeze even harder, even tighter and tighter and tighter, squeeze a little bit more, a little bit harder, a little bit tighter. And then go ahead and release and relax and allow the muscles of your hands and every single one of your fingers to release and relax. Allow the relaxation to come over your hands and fingers. And now go ahead and squeeze the muscles in your biceps together. Really squeeze those muscles in your biceps together. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. A little bit more, a little bit tighter. You can also bring your hands up if you want to. Squeeze your biceps a little bit more, a little bit tighter, a little bit more, a little bit tighter. And then go ahead and release, relax. Let your hands come down next to your body, palms facing upwards or onto your lap, palms facing upwards. And then really squeeze the muscles in your triceps behind your biceps together. Really squeeze those muscles together tightly. Squeeze them together tighter and tighter and tighter and more and more and more. Squeeze those muscles together in your triceps and then go ahead and release, relax, and let go and allow for the relaxation to come all over your arms, your hands, and your fingers. Feel really relaxed in your arms and hands and fingers. And then now go ahead and squeeze the muscles in your calves and your feet and your toes together. Really squeeze those muscles in your calves and your feet and your toes together. Every single one of your toes, squeeze all of them together. Squeeze all the muscles together. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. A little bit more, a little bit tighter. Squeeze a little bit more, a little bit tighter. Really squeeze tightly. And then go ahead and release, relax, and allow yourself to feel the muscles in your calves relax. Relax all the other muscles in your lower legs around your shins. Relax the muscles in your ankles. Feel the relaxation moving into your feet and your toes, allowing yourself to relax deeper and deeper. And then go ahead and squeeze the muscles in your thighs and your bottom together. Really squeeze those muscles in your thighs and your bottom together tightly, tighter and tighter and tighter, a little bit more, a little bit tighter. Really squeeze those muscles in your bottom together, in your thighs, really squeeze them together tightly. And then exhale and release and allow for all the muscles in your bottom to relax. Feel how they're relaxing. Feel how the muscles in your thighs are relaxing and feel this relaxation moving into your calves, into your ankles, feet, and toes. And now go ahead and squeeze the muscles in your shoulders together. You can squeeze them up to your ears if you want. Really squeeze those muscles in your shoulders together. Squeeze them harder, squeeze them tighter. Squeeze, 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 squeeze a little bit more, a little bit tighter. Really squeeze those muscles in your shoulders together. And exhale and release and relax. Let your shoulders drop. Let everything fall off your shoulders that you're carrying. Simply be present in this moment and allow for the relaxation to come all over the muscles in your shoulders. Feeling how the relaxation is moving down into your chest, relaxing all the muscles in your chest. Moving into your stomach, relaxing all the muscles in your stomach. And also feel the relaxation moving down from your shoulders into your back, down every single vertebrae. Going deeper and deeper into relaxation with every breath you take. And now lastly, go ahead and squeeze the muscles in your face together. All of the muscles in your face. This may feel funny at first because we barely ever do that, or never. But squeeze those muscles in your face together. Squeeze them together tightly, tighter and tighter and tighter. Squeeze a little bit more, a little bit tighter, a little bit more, a little bit tighter. Squeeze those muscles in your face. And then go ahead and release and relax and feel the relaxation coming over the top of your head, moving into your forehead, smoothing out all the lines in your forehead, coming into your eyelids, making your eyelids feel heavy. Feeling the relaxation spread out around your nose, your cheeks, and your ears, relaxing all the muscles in that part of your face. And feeling the relaxation moving down into your mouth, your chin, and your jaw, relaxing more, and even feeling how your tongue is falling back, relaxing deeper and deeper, relaxing the back of your head, and feeling how the relaxation is moving into your throat and your neck as well. Allowing yourself to relax deeper and deeper with every breath you take. And in a moment, I will ask your intuition to tell you the place in your body where you are the most relaxed. This place may show up as an image, you may hear a voice, or you may feel where you are the most relaxed. Simply trust whatever is coming up. Trust whatever you will be seeing, hearing, feeling, or experiencing. 3, 2, 1, 0. Now your intuition has told you where you are the most relaxed in your body. And from there, go ahead and send out another wave of relaxation throughout your whole entire body, allowing yourself to relax just a little bit deeper, just a little bit more. And in a moment, when I count from 5 to 0, you can imagine yourself standing on a staircase with 5 steps leading you down to the door of your dream home. In a moment, as I count from 5 to 0, with every number I count, you will go deeper and deeper into relaxation. And with every step you take, you will go deeper and deeper into relaxation. 5. Imagine or see or feel yourself standing on top of the staircase, and give that staircase a material that you absolutely love, that feels good beneath your feet, and feel that material beneath your feet. As you take the first step down to 4, going deeper and deeper into relaxation with every step, with every number that I count. 3, allowing for your conscious mind to go into the background and for your subconscious to come into the forefront. Whatever that means, simply trust that it is happening. 2, feeling even more deeply relaxed. 1, releasing all the rest of the stress, the tension, the worries, and the fears. Everything that is no longer serving you as you relax deeper and deeper. And 0, having now arrived in front of the door of your dream home, whether that is in 5 years, in 2 years, in 1 year, or 10 years from now, it doesn't matter, but it is your dream home. Go ahead and enter that dream home. And look around, look out of the windows. What is it that you see? Are you seeing the ocean? Are you seeing the mountains? Are you seeing both? Are you seeing the forest? Are you seeing a lake? What is it that you're seeing outside of those windows? And go ahead and smell. What smells are there in your dream home? What smells are in the kitchen? How does your dream home smell when you walk into it? Also feel the floor of your dream home beneath your feet. Is it wood? Is it tile? Is it marble? What is on your feet in your dream home? And then perhaps you can hear some voices in the background from people who are also in your dream home, or perhaps you can hear some birds tweeting outside in the background. And you can feel at ease and at peace in this beautiful dream home of yours. And now I want you to move towards a table in this dream home. The table has 2 chairs. On one of them, you will be taking a seat, and on the other of them, the seat is free. There's nobody on this chair, but we will invite your future self. So go ahead and sit down on one of these chairs now. And in a moment, when I count from 3 to 0, at 0, your future self will come to that table and sit down. 3, your future self is coming from afar. They're coming closer and closer, and you can see them and feel them and hear them and experience them. And 2, they're coming closer. They're coming more and more into focus. And 1, you can see them, imagine them, feel them super clearly, as clear as you can. And 0, they're sitting across from you at the table, and you can observe them. Observe their looks, observe their energy, observe their happiness, their joy, and simply observe who they are, how they are. And in a moment, you will be able to ask your future self some questions. I will be asking the questions, and your future self will channel these questions through you. You will receive the answer from them, and the answers will be clear. You may either see them, hear them, feel them, or experience them. Nothing is better or worse. Simply trust whatever is coming through. The first question I will ask your future self is, what is it that I need to let go of right now? What is no longer serving me? And then I will give you a few moments for your future self to answer. And you simply trust whatever you see, hear, feel, and experience. And maybe your future self has to tell you a lot because it's the first time you met them. But simply trust that even if we keep going now, everything will be in your subconscious, and your subconscious will receive everything that you're meant to receive. No matter if you feel that this is going fast or slow. Allow yourself to receive the answer. Come to a close with this question. And let me ask the next question to your future self. In order to get to where you are, who do I need to be more of? What do I need to think more of, feel more of, be more of, do more of? And trust whatever is coming through. Trust whatever you're seeing, hearing, experiencing. Feel. And again, let this answer slowly come to a close, and also know that whatever it is that you're meant to receive is finding you. And then let's ask your future self, what are my action steps for the next 7 days that will get me closer to where you are? Trust whatever is coming true, whatever is coming through. Trust whatever you're seeing, hearing, feeling, and experiencing. What are my tangible action steps? And now, if you have a question for your future self, go ahead and ask that question and allow yourself to receive their response. Wonderful. And now I want to ask your future self, is there anything else that you need me to know? What is it that I need to hear today from you? What is it that you want me to know? Trust whatever is coming through. And now slowly let this answer come to an end. And imagine or see or feel that you and your future self are getting up from your chairs. You're moving around the table, you're moving in towards each other. And you are coming together in a hug. You're hugging yourselves and you're feeling that you have the same pulse, the same rhythm of breath, the same heartbeat. And you are one and the same. You're melting into each other. You're one and the same. You already have their wisdom, their knowledge, their everything. You are already them and they are you. And you can access that knowledge and that wisdom at any point in time. Breathe that in and slowly breathe out everything that is no longer serving you. And in a moment, I will count from 1 to 5. And at 5, you will be wide awake and aware, coming back into this room, into this time and space. 1, thanking your future self, knowing that you already have their wisdom and their knowledge inside of you. You can access them at any point in time. Coming back to this time and space, coming back into your body. 2, feeling the energy coming back into your body. 3, moving your toes and your fingers, slowly wiggling your toes and your fingers. And 4, taking a deep breath, fill it with gratitude and love and fulfillment, whatever else you want to fill it with, and breathe out slowly everything that is no longer serving you. And 5, eyes open, wide awake, slowly, eyes open, wide awake, slowly but surely, coming back to this time and space, coming back into this room, putting a hand on your heart, and just breathing in some gratitude. And take some notes. If you have a notebook, I should have said that before, but have a notebook beside you, and or to put it into your phone, whatever it is that your future self has told you, the action steps, go ahead and do that.
Awesome. I'll speak now, if I may. First, For those who are watching, and we know we have people that just listen and posts that are watching, Dr. Jenny, when you had scrunch up your face, I'm going to have to watch that because I imagine that was the funniest looking thing. I could just feel it with my eyes closed going, oh my gosh, I'm doing this and people can watch me do this. All right, let's go. And I always like to comment after the practice too. I thank you for doing this today because knowing that we are moving through such an astounding time right now and that growth is huge. Like I didn't see my future self being that far off, and already her energy and expansiveness was just magnificent. So it's so cool to see that and to be that. And it's with the new earth and everything that's coming. And it's, I know that that's all happening, yet to be able to be in that moment with her and her also telling me just to chill out, which that's a big thing for me too. It's like, oh, I want to do this and move forward and just chill out. It's all happening. It's all coming. You're doing great as it is. So that was really, really nice. And I also feel, I don't know about everybody else tuning in. I just feel more relaxed and just more at peace. Also knowing that in the world right now, there's, we're going to be experiencing more trauma, and it's going to be interesting to watch how things unfold. And again, to be calm with everything, knowing that we are heading to this direction of love. And we talked about that a lot today, that everybody, all the energies and all the ancestors and all that, it is essentially about love. And as we move forward, I keep on talking a little bit, as we move more towards that and connect with that, I mean, that's what all of this is. So thank you, Dr. Jenny, for bringing that. All right, y'all, next week. See you later. Bye. Okay, I'm coming back in. I was producing the show. I've just done Pilates. I don't know. I do know exactly what I look like. I'm a little disheveled, but I thought this is really important to note. I started, I don't know why I didn't do this earlier, trading with some of the folks that come on the show just so I can see more of what they do and establish more of a connection with them as well. So I think Kristine on the show is the first person that I worked with, or no, Dr. Jenny. So yeah, Dr. Jenny at the end and Kristine, we had worked together, and I feel like most of the folks that come on here are very genuine, yet this gives me another chance to really see the depth and the heart. And it was so fun. And even just that session with Kristine, in terms of a connection, it has changed the trajectory of my life. So I'm really thankful for those who are willing and have the time to do that. And then they can give something to me. I can give it back to them as well. So just know, and moving forward, I will be doing more of that. So when guests really come on the show, I'll know them a little bit more intimately. It's good stuff. All right. Over and out. Y'all, find me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, True Social, as well as Rumble, BitChute, YouTube, plus a plethora of other audio directories like Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So like, subscribe, do it all. See ya.